Hi everyone, it's Jen Morgano from Card and Mum by Jen Morgano. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in North America. I live in New York. I live on Long Island. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be making this cute little tag, birthday tag, happy birthday to you. This was part of my stamp class this past weekend. It was July 8th. It was 3 cards, a tag, and a bag. So we'll be making over the next course a few videos. This is our tag, our bag, and our 3 cards. So it's cute. It's on a base of Granny Apple Green. I have a window sheet here, which we're going to glue these pieces of cardstock strips on. And underneath I have something that was in the catalog, kind of hidden. Stampin' Up! Is good at that lately. It is called white center specialty paper, and it comes in a few different colors. We're going to be using the Berry Burst, but it comes in Azure Afternoon, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime, and Night of Navy. Let's open on this side. You can see all these nice little colors in here. This is a kind of a cool paper. It reminds me of way back when I first started paper crafting. When you would tear the paper, you get little white. Stampin' Up! Is definitely known for its solid color. So even at the core of that cardstock, it's going to be whatever color the cardstock is. A lot of brands that you pick up at craft stores, however, don't go all the way through. So that's kind of what this is. So when you tear it, you get a little white. But I think it's a really cool distressed look. So let's start making this. We're going to be using a few different products. One is the Alphabet a la Mode dies. Great skinny little set of dies. I die cut our Happy Birthday to You, our HB2U, out of basic black. And I use an adhesive sheet on the back so my attendees didn't have to play around with glue dots everywhere. We're going to be using this Elegant Edge tag topper punch. I don't know why my voice went up like that. I wasn't asking a question. So I'm going to be using that. Cardstocks, we're going to use window sheets. We're also going to finish our tag off with some tinsel gems. These are great, pretty colors. I don't know if you can make it out in here, but they have little bits of tinsel looking elements or filaments inside. We're also going to be using a product from the online exclusives. If you haven't checked those out, please do. I'll put a link in the description below. We're going to be using the gold and silver trim. So we're going to be using the silver here, gold maybe for another project. This is really great ribbon. I like it. So we're going to be using that and our white centered paper. So to get started, you're going to need a piece of Granny Apple Green that measures around 1 15/16. So that one little line down from 2 inches, and then 7 by 1/8. And we're going to do that. Most of these tag punches are 2 inches, but if you do all the way up to 2 inches, kind of get stuck. If you do 1 15/16 or that one little line next to the 2 inches, it slips right in nice and easy. And you don't have to worry about playing with it. So we're going to punch. It's going to give you this nice top there. Okay. Then, so I do that to start. And we're going to take our window sheet. And this measures about 1 7/8 because we just want a little bit smaller than the tag by 6 inches. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue our card strips on there now. We're going to do that now so that we can set it aside and let it dry. During the stamp camp, someone said, "Can't I just use tear and tape?" And you could. What I had everyone do was just kind of lay out different strips that they wanted to use in whatever pattern you wanted. This is completely up to you. My strips are different sizes. Yes, I was just grabbing scraps and going along, right? No rhyme or reason. You can use whatever color combo you want. It's the beauty of projects like this. Here's the basic design, and you guys go do what you want. What I did was on a silicone crafting mat, I just did a little line of glue. Put that down there, and that's what I'm going to do. The rest of my strips, just kind of lay some glue down. If you don't want to wait for this to dry, that's right, it was suggested, can I use a tear and tape? Go for it. All up to you. Your adhesive of choice, as long as it sticks to the window sheet, right? And I have them overlapping so we didn't have to worry about lining perfectly into edge to edge. What if one was a little shorter? So this way, once the glue dries, we could, oh, look what I did there. Can't have two pinks in a row. And these are, I think, Gorgeous Grape, Missouri Afternoon, Flirty Flamingo, Poppy Parade, and this is probably Melon Mambo. I'll just switch these around a little bit. What we're going to do is let that dry, and then we'll trim it with our snips. Okay, so we did that. Now I will just move this off to the side. Okay. I don't know if you can see it on here, but I have little black speckles, kind of a funky little splatter pattern here. What did I do with my... There it is. I took the basic black Stampin' Write marker, and when using the brush end, I've done this before, what you're going to do is put it in the cap, not all the way, towards the bottom, and then push down. You can see it's laying, well, I'll hold it up. I don't know if you can see it perfectly. Kind of just giving a little funky spray on the back. I kind of like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece of that white centered paper. This is the Berry Burst, and it's about 1.5 inches by 5. And however you like, just start ripping it so you make that little distressed edge. And I went all the way around. Right, so then you're left with this Berry Burchell, and it has kind of like, if you remember the old subtle embossing folder, kind of has that pattern on the top, but then you have this kind of distressed white funky edge. Okay, we're just going to glue that down to the center. Now what I do before I put my window sheet on and start doing all that, I'm going to cut 2 holes out of the top. I'm going to be using my Crop-A-Dile again. You can use whatever punch or hole punch you have. This is, I was punching a lot of holes for this class that we just did. So I'm just going to kind of go do 2 in the center there. And I have a length of that silver trim. That's probably close to 24 inches, 20 inches maybe. What I did was I snaked it through, maybe, the front, had it come, so through the front to the back and then back to the front. If I can get it in there. Okay. And then we'll even it out, and what we're going to do, so what I did was I folded that length in half. So we'll have a double ribbon, and we'll trim one end. We'll get there. Okay, so our window sheet should be pretty dry. What we can do is take a pair of snips, turn it over, and then we'll just trim those extra lengths that are hanging over the side of the window sheet there. And of course, if you got too happy with the glue like I did, oh no, I trimmed my window sheet a bit, they'll stick to your scissors. I think these poor scissors need a bath after the stamp camp. Lots of tear and tape and glue. Okay, so we're just going to trim that. And then you're left with that. Okay. Move this off to the side. What you can do now to affix that to your tag is turn it over, and you can add dimensionals behind the strip so that we don't see them. You can use as many or as few dimensionals as you want. I am not the dimensional police. Just want your project to look the way you want it, right? Okay. Dimensional police, that reminds me of something like Doctor Who or something. And if you're smacking your head going, it's nothing like Doctor Who, rest assured I have never seen an episode of Doctor Who. It's on my list. So once you have that up, you're going to affix that down. Look at that. Okay, and then I had cut these out for my attendees, but again, I'm using the Alphabet a la Mode and Basic Black, and I put an adhesive sheet behind it so that we can just peel that. Well, what I did first was, had them put sort of where they wanted the letters to be, just so. And then you can peel that backing off and lay it down. I like to use the adhesive sheets when I'm cutting something intricate out, so I don't have to worry about glue globbing out from behind it or things like that. I mean, the fine tip glue pen would certainly be fine. I also like using the adhesive sheets, for something like this, because if I put it down, it's done. I don't have to wait for it to dry. That sound effect was for you, Carol. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is finish it off with a few of my tinsel gems. I take a pick tool. Maybe. Always when I'm filming a video, it makes me laugh. I can use this 1,000 times. As soon as I hit the camera, start rolling. It doesn't want to work. All right. Okay, and the last thing to do is let's tie our bow. We were laughing at our stamp camp about how some of us can tie very good bows and some of us can't. Now, I'm definitely the hit or miss crew. My bows either look phenomenal or like my 3-year-old. Nothing against Maximus. He's a great kid, but Okay, so you're just going to tie that. You're going to pull the bow to the length that you want it to be. Okay, wants to flip around this way, fine. And then we're going to trim the edges of this one. So it opens up into the 2 tails. Maybe. Did you see me cover? I just realized, I'm like, hey, do you like my arm? Anyway, how about I just hold it up and do it this way? There you go. All done. Now you have a great little birthday tag to put on something. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please subscribe below. That way you'll get notification every time I put up a new video. I also have links to my other social media feeds down below: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Also a link to my blog. You can subscribe there and get emails. My blog posts usually will also contain the video as well as measurements and instructions, brief or long, depending on the project for you. Thank you so much again for joining me. Have a great day, and I hope you get to do something crafty. Bye.